Hi students, today we are going to do the poem Amanda, the line by line explanation. This poem is written by Robin Kling. Here we will see the complete explanation besides the meanings and the poetic devices. What is the message conveyed by the poet here? According to the poet, the parents always want the best for their children, but they should also get freedom and space to express themselves, their desires, and their views. Parents cannot always force on the children what they think is correct for the children. Here, Amanda, a young girl, goes through internal tussle. Tussle means struggle, as she is constantly being instructed to do or not to do something. She is made ready to meet the standards set up by society. This affects her badly. What does she do? She hardly listens to her parents and she seeks escape by daydreaming. So, when the parents overdo it, then the desired result is not got because Amanda is not improving, but she is simply getting frustrated. Don't bite your nails, Amanda. Don't hunch your shoulders, Amanda. Stop that slouching and sit up straight, Amanda. Here, a set of instructions are given in the way she has to sit and in a posture. She's being guided for that. So she shouldn't bite her nails. Hunch means to sit in such a way that the whole back becomes rounded. So don't hunch your shoulders. And then stop slouching. Slouching means to sit in a very lazy manner with your shoulder down, but you have to sit straight. Hunch, keep back in a rounded manner, slouch, to sit lazily. Poetic devices, don't bite, don't hunch, is anaphora. The emphasis is on don't. Amanda is repeated many times, so Amanda is a refrain or repetition. Throughout the poem, in every paragraph, Amanda is a repetition. Stop slouching, sit straight. It is an alliteration. In this poem, you will see that every time the mother gives instructions, Amanda then gets into her own world. She wants to escape the constant guidance that is given by her mother. So the poet has put it within brackets. Whatever is put within brackets is the dream that Amanda dreams. It is her own space in the imaginary world. So she starts dreaming. There is a languid emerald sea where the sole inhabitant is me, a mermaid drifting blissfully. Now, what is languid? Languid means very calm, very peaceful. Emerald is green. This is actually a stone, a precious stone, which is green in color. Soul, S-O-L-E, is only. Habitant is a person who's staying there. She wants to be the only person who's staying there. Mermaid is a creature, sea creature, which has the body of a woman and the tail of a fish. So here, Amanda dreams that there is nobody to disturb her, there is nothing, only peace in her life. She is just a mermaid, there is no force, and she is quietly, without any force, she is just slowly drifting in the calm sea. Languid means calm, soul is only, habitant means anybody who is living in a place. Mermaid is a creature with a woman's body and a tail of a fish. Drifting means being carried away without force. Blissfully is peacefully. The poetic devices, emerald sea is a metaphor. Mermaid is an allusion. An allusion means Just a reference is made to the mermaid. Otherwise, it has no connect with the poem. Now again she gets instructions. Did you finish your homework, Amanda? Did you tidy your room, Amanda? I thought I told you to clean your shoes, Amanda. So the first stanza was about her pose and her position in which she was sitting. Now the second stanza is another set, the third stanza, sorry, is another set of instructions which are actually telling her how she should keep her surroundings clean. So you have to finish your homework, you have to clean up your room, and then you should also clean up your shoes. You aren't doing it. Tidy means to just keep in order, to organize. Poetic device. In the first line, you, your. In the second line, you, your. This is alliteration. Did you is anaphora because it gives stress on these words. That is why it is repeated. As soon as her mother gives that set of instructions, Amanda again goes to her own imaginary world where she'll not be disturbed by anyone. In brackets, I am an orphan roaming the street. I pattern soft dust with my hushed bare feet. The silence is golden, the freedom is sweet. Here, Amanda imagines that she is an orphan. An orphan is a child who does not have father or mother. And she's not having to sit in one place or do anything. She's just roaming around freely wherever she wants to go. Not only that, she also makes her feet more dirty. Remember, she was asked to clean in the previous para. Now she makes her feet more dirty. And she's barefoot also. Her feet are bare. She's not wearing any footwear. And that is how she wants to be. The silence is totally glorious. It is totally something that she wants. And freedom is something she wants to taste, she wants to savor, and she feels that it is very sweet. Meanings: orphan is a child without parents. Here I pattern means I draw. Hushed, very quiet. Poetic devices: orphan is a metaphor. Silence is golden. Freedom is sweet. Both are metaphors. Now again the mother starts giving her some more instructions. Don't eat that chocolate, Amanda. Remember your acne, Amanda. Will you please look at me when I'm speaking to you, Amanda? Here, unlike the other set of instructions, now Amanda has to look after her appearance. That is very important. So her mother tells her, don't eat that chocolate because it will create some pimples or some other eruptions on the face which may not make you look good. So please don't eat all that. And probably Amanda does not bother, or she does not like her mother repeatedly telling her something or the other. So she just doesn't look at her mother. So she's scolded for that also, and her mother tells her that when I'm speaking to you, you look at me. So here the set of instructions are different, but the intention is only to discipline Amanda. Meanings: acne, pimples. Again she goes into her dream phase. I am Rapunzel. I have not a care. Life in a tower is tranquil and rare. I certainly never let down my bright hair. Here I am Rapunzel. Rapunzel is a character in a fairy tale. Rapunzel had such long hair that there was a witch who put her into a tower, and from where she could not come down, but the witch could go up to her by climbing on her plait with her hair. She would climb Rapunzel's hair and she would go up. So the only connect that Rapunzel could have with anybody was with her hair. So she imagines herself to be Rapunzel because she has no care at all. She is all alone in the tower. It is very rare. She is all alone. And what she thinks, she doesn't want any connect with anybody. That is why she says, I'll certainly never let down my hair, bright hair, because she is happy with the life in the tower that is extremely peaceful. Meanings tranquil, calm, rare, which is very unusual and not found easily. Poetic device, Rapunzel, is allusion because we are only making a passing reference to the character of Rapunzel. Tower, tranquil, is alliteration. Now, again, her mother sees all this and she starts giving instructions. Stop that sulking at once, Amanda. You are always so moody. Amanda. Anyone would think that I nagged at you, Amanda. Now, the mother has no idea that her daughter is just going into her dream space. She feels that all the time Amanda looks so very unhappy. She's so very moody. She's morose and sad, and she's got no zest in life or enthusiasm. So her mother says, everybody will think that I'm the person who's harassing you all the time. Anyone would think that I nagged you. Means people will think that I'm harassing you. Meaning sulking is being silent and unhappy. Moody, becoming sad or unhappy for no reason. Nag is to harass. Poetic device, stop sulking, is alliteration. Amanda, repetition. Thank you for watching my video. If you like my video, please subscribe to my channel. You can always ask me your doubts by connecting with me.